Hey guys, it's Mrs. Smith again, and today we're doing math, and it's a brand new math lesson. I know that last week's math lesson was difficult. It is a difficult concept. If it's not something that immediately stuck with your child, I want you to shrug it off. It's more like we're introducing it now, and it's a logical concept that some kids are just not ready for. So what I'm going to do is over the next couple weeks, we'll do a few more exercises, and it is totally okay with me if you want to take a step back. If you look at the exercise that I hand out and you're like, oh, we're not ready for that, then that's okay. You can go backwards and you can say, hey, let's just sing the song a few times. Let's start noticing it on the 100 chart, things like that. All right, so today's math lesson is all about counting by fives using nickels. And what I'm doing is I'm going to be using this using the presentation that I can get from our math website. So unfortunately, it's only for teachers, but I figured I could at least show it here. So this is counting by fives using nickels. And what I did was I wrote little notes next to me. Now, you're probably going to hear my cat yell through most of this video. She is very upset that I'm not paying attention to her. So I'm going to ignore her, and I hope you can too. Okay, so let's keep going. Hold on one second. Let's see if I can't get her to stop. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so count by fives using nickels, and off we go. All right, so at this point, you're going to need to pause me, and you need to go get either a whiteboard or a piece of scrap paper or something that you can write on so that you can do the work in front of you, and you can match it with what I'm doing here. So pause me and go get those materials and then come back. Okay, you're back. You should have those materials. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk through this question, and then I'm going to show what I would do, and we're going to kind of work through it just like we would in class. So here we have Brookie. Brookie is in 3rd grade, if you recall. She drew 6 bunnies and 4 cats, and Laura drew 5 bunnies and 7 cats. Who drew the most animals? So the best way and the easiest way to figure out a problem like this is to draw a picture. That's what Mrs. Smith likes to do. So I'm going to open up my writing tools here, and it gives me some neat options. So I'm going to kind of play with these a little bit. One of them is it allows me to draw straight lines, and then it also gives me a chance to just write. So here's, oh, I can also type. Maybe I'll do that instead. That would sure be easier, huh? All right, so here is Laura. Is it going to get smaller? Oh, and over here is Brookie. All right, so we need to write down what Laura has and what Brookie has. So we know that Laura had 5 bunnies. So I might even want to draw the bunnies. So it's going to be really hard for me to draw here. But why don't I just do, oh, I'll do the letter B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then over here, oh, I'm sorry. Also with Laura, we know that she has 7 cats. So you can probably guess what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So if you're drawing bunnies and cats, you may want to pause me to give yourself a little time. Remember, 1st grade, although it's tempting to draw like the most beautiful bunnies you could draw, we cannot spend that much time drawing the bunnies. So we want to see maybe like a bunny face with ears. Bunny face, ears, bunny face, ears. And for the cat, maybe whiskers and a cat face. All right, so let's go to Brookie. And Brookie had 6 bunnies. And I'll do my 6 B's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she had how many cats? That's right, she had 4 cats. So then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So now they want us to know the total amount of animals for both of them, so that way we can find out who had the most animals. So for Laura, let's do her number sentence. She has 5 plus 7 equals, well, let's count. 7 and count on, right? 7 plus 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So she has a total of 12 animals. Now, let's do Brookie. Brookie had 6 plus how many? 4. How much is 6 plus 4, first grade? That's right. 10 is correct. All right. So here we figured out who drew the most bunnies. And luckily, they gave me this really neat, I can actually draw. Woohoo! Laura had the most animals. And she had the most animals because when we counted the bunnies and the cats, we had 12. And Brookie only had 6 and 4, which is 10. All right, so you can see that I used a combination of drawing pictures and also writing. And remember, at any point, you pause me. All right, so now I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to put away my writing tools, keep on going. All right, so they gave us the answer. The answer is Laura. All right, now for this one, what I'd like you to do is to take out your 120 number chart or the poem or your number line, something to help you. That way you can kind of talk it out and think about it. So what we're going to take note of here is the 9. So what Mrs. Smith is going to do, she's going to change her color and I'm going to make it a little bigger. We have, okay, let's try that again. All right, so we have the 9 that's important, we have the 0 that's important, the 0, and the 3. So that tells us what number we're counting by. So in this one, this first one, we are counting by 9s. So I can count by 10s. I can count by 10s starting with 9. Okay, so starting with 9, we have 9, 19, 29, 39, remembering now, 49, 59, 69, 79. Wait a second. On the screen it says 79, so that means that this one is 69. Okay, 69, 79, 89. All right, we did that one. Okay, so now let's do this next one. This one's counting by zeros. Yeah, this one's the easy one. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50? So what came before the 50? That's right, it was 40. And then 40, 50, 60. You're right. Remember to pause me if you're not. So like at this point, if you're watching and you're not guessing the same thing that I am at that moment, then pretend you're Mrs. Smith and I would wait until, or I'd say it again. So maybe you rewind me. You have to kind of use me as if you could tell the teacher, stop right there, or keep going, or a little bit faster, or a little bit slower. That's what's so cool about a video. Okay, so now we have 10. So here's the tricky part. When we're counting by 10s, starting with 10, what's before 10? Well, 10 minus 10 is, you're right, 0. Then 0, 10, 20. You got it. Okay, so this last one we're counting by 3s. I can count by 10s and I'll start with 3. 3, 13, 23. Wait a second, that says 23. So what comes before 23? It was 13. 13, 23, 33. You got it. All right, so there's our work. I'll leave that right there and keep on going. Now they're showing us the correct answers. Make sure you check yours with this one. Now we'll keep on going. All right, so Mrs. Smith actually wants to skip that question, although it's a good one. And I want to use this. All right, so at this point, you need to have your 10 frames. That might help. And your real nickels or your paper nickels and whatever you're going to use. So what Mrs. Smith has is on my screen. I have the ability to see all these coins down at the bottom. You can see them too. They're with my mouse, which is lit up. And what you can see there is that, hold on one second, I have to go back to my notes. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. The first thing I want you to think about is follow my mouse down here at the bottom. What is this coin? It's a penny. Who's on it? Abraham Lincoln. How much is it worth? 1 cent. Okay. Who's this? This is a nickel. A nickel's worth 5 cents. Who's on it? Thomas Jefferson. What's this? It's a dime. It's worth 10 cents. Who's on it? Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Who's this? That's a quarter. It's worth 25 cents. And who's on it? George Washington. Okay. So they want us to use coins to count by 5. So if I'm going to count by 5, that means I can't use the 1s, I can't use the 10s, and I can't use the 25s. So I'm probably going to have to use this guy. So here we have our first nickel. So I'd like you to take 1 nickel and put it in front of you. Now please take 2 nickels and put it in front of you. Let's count by 5s to count how much money this is. 5, 10. All right. So let's keep going. I'm going to put a few more nickels up there. I'd like you to pause me and show me this amount of nickels as well. So here we go. Okay. Now pause me and I want you to count by 5s and tell me how much that is. Did you pause me? Good. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So then I would keep on going. And just like you've been practicing since you were in preschool, counting by 5s, we can use these nickels to help us. Okay, so now that we have that practice, I'd like you to show me, and what I want you to do is after I ask you to show me this, I want you to pause me and show. So put out 5 nickels and count them. Put out 3 nickels and count them. 5, 10, 15. Put out, let's do 7 nickels and count them. And lastly, put out 10 nickels and count them with me. Okay, so pause me, put out 10. All right, and now count with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. You got it. Okay. So now we're going to move on from here. And we're going to look at the next thing. And next thing we're going to practice. That's a little information. Okay. So here's the tricky part is that you don't have this chart. Now you could draw this chart on your piece of paper. You certainly could. Or what you could do is you could use your tens frame to show me these different values, or show whomever you're with, or just yourself these different values, and then match it with mine. So I'm going to get my coins out, and what I want you to do is take a moment and show 15 cents worth of nickels. So you're going to put out coins and count as you put them out to show 15 cents. So I'm going to take this coin, put it here. We have 5, 10, gotta make it a little, and here is 15. 5, 10, 15. Now do the same thing for 35, please. Okay, make sure you pause me. And now I'm going to show you what 35 looks like. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay. So now I want you to show me 20 cents worth of nickels. Pause me. Okay, now that you're back, let's do 20. We have 5, 10, 15, 20. And I want to, oh, that was interesting. It made a counting sound. All right, we'll put these guys over here. We don't need them right now. We have 20 cents. Now I want you to show me 45 cents using coins. So pause me, create 45 cents using coins, and then match yours with mine.